On my mark.
5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1.
Let's rock!
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
And me, DK. Thanks for the warning.
And me, Van.
Bringing your semi-regular double tap of all things Space Marines and Laser Force. I forgot to check any of the scenes before we went live, so there was a brief moment there of
it's not like I could have watched the little countdown or whatever they have.
62. That's annoying. 63 months, currently on a 62-month streak. Guts, bro. Thank you, old man Thanatos, for your continued support. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Perfect timing. Just got back to your hostel in Germany after a metal show. That's one of the coolest sentences you'll hear all day. What metal show did you go to, Kodama?
1, nice. 2, I don't want to hear about how you don't have the funds to come play those.
Well, clearly doesn't, because he's off gallivanting around Europe. Did you get punched in the face at this one? And a good metal show if you didn't get punched in the face. Hello, gentlemen. It's nice to see you.
That's a good show.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
I when you can do it without getting punched in the face, you'll have more fun.
I think I know 2 Skindred songs, and they're both really good. They were big in the early 2000s, right? That's an early 2000s kind of new metal band almost. Maybe not new metal. I don't know. Your shoulders hurt like a motherfucker. Yeah, were you out doing windmills? Doing this? You reckon? Hi, boys. I hope you're good. You look well. Fan, you especially.
Sure, we can call it that. Sure.
And the purely audio listeners won't know the difference because they won't see Than in the background is going like.
And just to be clear, that's not me sucking a dick. That's me coughing.
Well, that could be 2 things, you know.
That's what I thought it was. It's exactly what it looked like. Why? What else was it? What it could have been?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I hope everyone's good. We were unsure as to whether or not we were going to do a show today because I don't know, vibes all over the place this week. But we're not here for the next couple, so. We figured we'll come and even if it's a short show, we'll come and we'll have a yarn, and it's always nice to catch up. Right at the top of the show, a couple weeks ago, I played in a disc golf tournament, came second in my division. Not to brag, but my shoes were quite tight on my feet, and what happened since then is one of my toenails died and has now fallen off.
No.
So that's what we're dealing with this week. How are you guys? What's new for you?
Well, I got laid off yesterday, so you know.
Well, that's 2 very different reactions there.
But I mean, to be fair, that's kind of your mindset at the moment, right? Is those 2 mindsets?
Yeah. Yay and also boo at the same time.
Yeah, so me and 13,000 of my closest friends
13,000 people. What the
13,000 out of total employment of about 100,000, and 13,000 of us just
that's wild.
Hatchet jobbed.
You gotta love the compassion of a Fortune 500 company laying off 13,000 people right before Thanksgiving and making them get their last check right before Christmas.
And straight up, notification was yesterday. Cool. So that kind of fucks Thanksgiving over for a lot of people because that's next week.
Yeah.
And my off payroll day, my last day is December 19th. So the week before Christmas.
That's so
cool.
Crazy.
Now, so there are a couple of things with this. One does make my chances for going to Nats vanishingly small, for a variety of reasons. But it does definitely very much negatively impact that. that particular thing. Seoul, time to move back to New Zealand. It is that is on the list of things that I'm considering.
It's not out of the question.
It's definitely not out of the question. What is kind of nice is this layoff does come with a pile of money, a pretty decent pile of money.
Big enough to roll around in?
Maybe not quite that big. It's definitely not like lotto winner money.
Okay.
But
what if we did it only in 1s and 5s? Would it be enough to roll around in then?
Yes.
Okay. So you're stripper rich, just not, rich person rich.
Correct.
Okay.
Can I interest you in a perfectly normal human settlement, perhaps?
Possibly, but
What's up, Ghost?
so my plan at the moment is obviously get through this, last 4 weeks of work, which is not really 4 weeks of work because of how all the holidays fall in it, which is kind of funny.
Do they not put you on gardening leave, or?
So I'm not on gardening leave because none of the systems that I touch are actually like
sensitive
servers.
or
They're not actually sensitive. There are other people that got laid off that I'm aware of that like are immediately on gardening leave for the next 4 weeks because they can't actually do anything because all their server access has been revoked. Because my access is basically limited to, this is very uninteresting for most people and I don't care. It's limited to Jira.
No, I want to know how to take down the system.
for creating, user stories for my devs and stuff like that. Like I can't really break anything from there that is like mission critical. I can't break anything that's mission critical with the access that I have, so I still have my access.
Hey, Fan, what's gardening leave?
Basically means that you get paid to do nothing for whatever the last part of your...
Yeah, if your job is like, they don't want you touching sensitive information, they kick you out of the building and pay you for that, your leave period. They send you home to garden. That's where the term comes from.
That's where the term gardener comes from.
That's right,
that is part of Steve's proud lineage. He comes from a long line of people put on
of lazy fucks.
Yeah. So I don't get the gardening leave. I still actually have some work I have to do, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, it's like, whatever. So the plan is get through this period without doing anything stupid that would fuck up my severance, because I kind of need that money.
I guess they do kind of hold that hostage, huh?
Oh, fuck yeah they do. Fuck yes, they do. Like it can be, doing anything dumb that would, get you fired in normal course of business, wave your severance goodbye, and I need that money. Like no matter what my next steps are, I need that money.
Yeah.
Fine, we won't take down the system.
No, you can take down the system after I get paid. After I get paid. After that,
you're not any use to me after that.
No, fuck off. So
just,
last day
just quickly, I just want to put it out there, just as a statement. We, dear corporate overlords, in no way are we condemning you or your actions. We think you're great. Please pay our friend out all of his money. There you go.
I endorse the second half of that statement.
Yeah. Yeah. So my plan right now is, these next 4 weeks, I'll do all my resume polishing and everything, like while I'm actually getting paid. Yeah, I'll do it on company time because that's kind of what they expect you to do at this point.
Allegedly.
No, I've already had this conversation with my boss. Like this is not any sort of secret.
It's like light gardening leave.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like work, but we get that you have a few other things you want to get in a line.
Gardening like keeping a bonsai tree. Just yeah.
And then right now is like I'm thinking I'm just going to take January and February and do nothing.
Sick.
Because it dawned on me as I was processing a whole bunch of emotions yesterday. Did I have a little cry after I got off the call with my boss telling he was leaving me alone? Absolutely. I don't think there's
Sure.
any shame in admitting
Why
that.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfectly normal human emotion.
Yeah, and I know you're all shocked, but occasionally I have those.
I'm not. You're like a raw nerve.
At times, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but as I was kind of working through stuff yesterday, it's like, literally the longest that I have ever not worked / been unemployed for since I graduated high school, which was in 1997 because I'm old, is literally like 3 weeks, and both of those times were
Whoa.
when I was moving countries.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Did you just step into get the job before you moved?
Uh-huh.
More
Wow.
or less, yeah.
Yeah, no, I
You were 10 in 97.
yeah, no, I'd been talking to Kev before I moved down to Auckland, so I already had that job lined
Yeah,
up,
right.
such as it was.
And home, like when you move back to the States, same kind of deal, or?
No, well, kind of. When I moved back to the States, within like a week of getting home, I literally went to the place that I had worked before I left.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
And
didn't you work at Metro for a little
yeah,
bit when you first came back?
yeah, and just kind of walked in the door and it was
Ghost.
like hey, I'm back. Do you guys need anybody? And they were like, actually, we do. And so, yeah, I was like immediately employed again. So yeah. So the fact that in all that is a long, winding way to say, because you guys don't expect anything less from me. I talk way too much. I know.
I
That
reckon.
yeah, fuck off. I've never really taken any sort of like extended break to just
Proper vacation?
like properly just actually relax and try to actually properly de-stress. Now, granted, trying to properly de-stress in the States right now is a little problematic.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
No,
Just a
a
bit.
bit, but if I can take a month or two and just sit and be as still as I can be and try to kind of get out of this relative burnout brain fog thing that I've been in for a little while, like I think as a longer term thing, that'll be extraordinarily helpful.
100%.
And then yeah, I am going to be looking at moving back to New Zealand. That's definitely on the plate. I've got a couple of complications with that move. They're both between 7 and 12 pounds and have 4 legs. They're trying to move with animals is challenging and not cheap. So I kind of need to see how that lines out. Plus, I do have a wonderful group of friends here as well. Not that you guys aren't great, but a different group of friends that have all been like, hey, let us know when you're ready and actively looking, because we might have roles at our companies that are hiring at that point.
Not bad.
And so
not a bad thing to have.
yeah, and so I do kind of like where I am in terms of like physical location, and moving is such a fucking hassle. Moving is a fucking hassle. I've been in the house that I'm in now a little over 3 years, which has been kind of nice considering I had like a bunch of moves in a very short time frame for a variety of reasons. So yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of weighing up what the next steps are.
I mean, even moving to a place you like moving is still not fun.
Yeah. Moving it's one of the worst things.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like I read some study or something sometime that it's just like
moving and divorce.
Basically, like moving, divorce, death, and family are like all about the same level of stress. It's like actual death versus, hey, I have to pack some boxes and go to another place. Nope, equally stressful. Doesn't matter. They're both really bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, like we're all here for yarns or whatever. Like if you feel like you need a vent, then I don't know, do a podcast.
Yeah, it's funny that.
I mean, if you do want to stay in the realm of working in soccer or sports, if you're willing to just like bulk up a little bit and fill out the beard, you could be the next mascot for the Portland Timbers. So, you know, we've had our fill of Timber Joey. We're going with Timber Than.
You know, I can't grow a beard that would qualify me to be the Timbers mascot. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Join the club.
Well, you know, freshly shaven is fresh outlook on freshness, you know, as they say. I remember
that is what they say.
They do say
famous
that.
expression.
Yeah,
I think that was Alexander Hamilton who said that.
I remember I worked for Vodafone years ago, and we went through redundancy, and they called a like a floor wide meeting, so we all gathered, and as we were kind of gathering and shit, the GM, he was having a conversation with like one of the managers very loudly in front of everyone how he just got back from his trip, his 10-day vacation in Fiji with the family and stuff. You're like, dude, what's your problem?
Read the room, bro.
Yeah. And it was like, everyone who still has a job cross this line, and then he was the only one who did. Yeah, dick move. Read the room, fuckers.
Yeah.
Well, it's a real shame that he came out to the parking lot that day and found that his car had been flipped over under mysterious circumstances. Don't know how it happened.
Bro, gravity's so weird. So weird.
No, actually, it was weirder that all the valve stems had been pulled from his tires.
Yeah, the pressure is so funny today.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but he had a very expensive catalytic converter.
Hey Stallion, obviously, you know, we saw your journey through kind of the same thing. Hopefully it's gone all right, dude. It sucks, but yeah, well, here's hoping that it kind of perfect. 11 oh dude, that's gnarly. Time to start stripping. I mean, try the pole, you might dig it. I don't know. I don't know key into this.
Stripping the nails down from the walls, because
right,
I think that all three of us and also Stallion have passed the age where that's a viable career path. Because it's just the age. That's the only thing that's holding us back from being successful male strippers.
I mean, for me, it's my knees. If I didn't have bad knees, watch me go.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Kodama thought that was the start of a Slipknot song for a minute there. Would have been good. Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to? Is there anything else you kind of want to touch on? Like, obviously, we'd love to have you back to your real home here in Aotearoa. If for nothing else, just to see your smiley face. but that means we'll get to play Laser Force on the regular. And you don't even need to say, don't you know who I am? Because we know who you am.
We know who you am.
We know who you am.
I mean, that would it be nice to have have laser tag again on a regular basis?
Weekly.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that'd be kind of nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We did play this week, actually. We had
assholes.
We're playing every week pretty much. We only had 9, but it did again. It lends itself to non-SM5 games. I think we played like 3-team D&D. We played 3-team Space 4. We played. We actually played a bunch of individual standard, even though there wasn't really any newbies there, which was enjoyable. Yeah. Played a bit of laser ball, played a bit of deathmatch, all the classics. It was good. It was a good week. Dude, pretend to be a dude disguised as another dude. That's good.
Pretty much.
Right. Hey, DK, how you doing? You good? You doing good? You had a good week?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sick.
I mean, yeah, usual nonsense. Just more of a SSDD. I'd say.
SSDD. Yes, I've got one of those in my computer.
Mm-hmm.
I had massive FOMO last week. Metallica are currently doing a tour down this way. Just finished up their Auckland show.
Did you miss it?
I did. I'm not doing any live music at the moment, which is tough because Metallica played this week. Tool are playing tomorrow. Deftones just announced shows here for next year, which are, like three of my all-time favorite bands. But the price of tickets is just, it's insane. Absolutely insane. Today and tomorrow, sorry. Yeah, Tool are playing today and tomorrow. You'll be out tomorrow? Right on. Fuck yeah. I couldn't justify the cost of seeing those bands.
How much were they charging?
Metallica, I can't remember the cheapest tickets. I think they were upwards of 200. If you wanted standing, I think they were like maybe 300 to 400. Just like, really, you greedy fucks. I mean, you musicians. 230 for Tool. Deftones cheapest seats are $180. But floor seats are 200. Like floor standing is 200. So
I think you can blame Ticketmaster and Live Nation more for it than anything else.
Yeah,
undoubtedly. I'm gonna say, I feel like concerts are like one of the few areas of life where you actually have to pay more to stand than to sit.
yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm aware that it's mostly the vendors, I guess, for the tickets. But it still sucks. It still sucks. And like so Metallica played Eden Park, and they filled, like, it was I'm pretty sure it was a sellout, and like they had full on stadium show set up there, so it looked epic. So yeah, it was a little bit FOMO this week, as it will be this weekend with Tool, but the Japan trip comes first. Gotta shovel money into that coal fire.
Okay, fine. I guess because you do have that trip to Japan coming up, I guess it's okay that you didn't go see these two bands that you really love and this third band that you really love, and you're not going to go see it. You're going to go to Japan.
I mean, honestly,
I guess
Tool and Deftones are maybe, two of my top three favorite bands.
Some of us just don't like getting the hearing damage that's associated with going to live concerts.
What? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You got to save up for Q's. Ghost
are your friends.
Ghost, are you going to Q's? You going to Nats? This is good. It's good. There's still rumblings of people, I think, coming down from here. I got told. So there's a zone Nats or something happening here in a couple of weeks. Some sort of zone. Maybe it's in the new year, but Leach messaged and was like, hey, I think a bunch of the boys are keen to like come along and do like a Space Marines night with you guys whilst they're here. And I was like, oh dude, that would be awesome.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, we might try and do a little something with them. Maybe we'll run it kind of like we'll see if they want to do, like a random draw type thing, or if they want to do like teams. Or
¿Por qué no los dos? I mean,
exactly.
Depending upon how much time you've got, if it's just a night, or if you book some extra time for it. I mean, you could definitely do both things.
Yeah, 100.
It'd be pretty fun.
I think there's like a dozen of them too. So it's a decent amount of people that'll come along, and if nothing else, it'd be cool to catch up with some of them. I don't know who is coming, but we'll see.
People are coming.
Yeah, you're working 4 jobs.
As long as they clean up after themselves.
That's pretty impressive. All right. We did have a topic. DK messaged through something interesting that we thought we would talk about today.
Well, I'll preface it. I'll preface it by saying I'm going to do something that almost no one on the internet, and certainly Twitch streamers, pretty much never do. I'm going to say that I think I was wrong about something.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So I have definitely, I would say, been one of the staunchest defenders and loudest voices in favor of the red versus green setup of Space Marines 5 versus the not small amount of disdain that I have for red versus blue. But I will say, having like talked to a number of people, having heard from a variety of sources, and just kind of like considering some of the implications of things that I've seen in recent years, that I am a little bit persuaded by the argument from an accessibility standpoint for red versus blue rather than red versus green, specifically because of the prevalence of red-green color blindness and that making it very difficult for people to tell the difference in between different sides, which I mean, that is a real detriment. It's not that we haven't had plenty of players who have been red-green colorblind. Like I've even been on Nats teams with some of them. They usually manage to muddle through because you recognize people, you recognize patterns, you can use the tones, all kinds of different things. So it's not like laser tag is inaccessible to people with color blindness, but it really doesn't cost anyone anything to play red versus blue rather than red versus green. And it is helpful actually for lots of individuals. And just like that argument from accessibility, it's the same as like having curb cuts or having closed captioning. No one's life is made worse by having those things, but some people's lives are made a lot better by having those things. Like when you go to the edge of the sidewalk onto the street, how it's kind of angled down, so that way it's accessible for wheelchairs. So it's not just like everything is at like a 90-degree slope as you come onto the street.
Right on.
Yeah. So that kind of thing, like those things, they don't actively make anyone's lives worse, and they can make some people's lives better. Like as much as I will complain, quote unquote, about red versus blue, like it doesn't actively make my life worse. I've played at least, I want to say, like 4 Nats now that have been red versus blue, because I think all the Brisbane Nats that I've played going back to 14, I think those have all been red versus blue, and I'm pretty sure we played red versus blue in Chula Vista.
Well, since they changed to Gen 8, like
since they changed to Gen 8, but I feel like even in 14, I think we played red versus blue.
Did we?
Even on Gen 7. I feel like we did, because I think Gen 7, no, Gen 7 wasn't the first to have the multicolored LEDs. Gen 6 also had that.
We could check. When did you say? 2014?
14, yeah.
14. Let's have a look. I'll go back.
The thing is, I also don't know if LF stats was configured at the time so that it would automatically default anything that was blue to green, because I think that was a
yeah, but scorecards, but if the actual scorecards are there,
that's true. The physical scorecards wouldn't. Yeah. So I can't remember, but in any case, like we've played some Nats that were on red versus blue. They weren't worse in any way. Like you could differentiate between colors just fine. And it is true that technically the fire and earth color schemes are not pure red or pure green. They have a little bit of yellow added into them, but the problem is that doesn't help a red green colorblind person, because it's like, oh, rather than it being white versus white, now it's yellow versus yellow instead. So it doesn't really help a lot of things with like that part of the spectrum. But that's in all kinds of like design language for things online too. Like if you're making like sharp edges of things, they prefer that you do stuff in like blue and orange rather than red or green because of contrast issues and people who have color blindness. So like if I want to be consistent about that, and I do want to actually be like empathetic to people in our community, it feels like that is probably the more appropriate setup. I mean, like I said, I'm not 100% convinced, but I have to acknowledge that that's a pretty strong argument, and it's honestly a lot stronger argument than the one I have which is just, I think red versus green looks better. Like that's not really an argument of anything other than just, well, aesthetics. I like this thing. Yeah,
it's aesthetics.
What's the like the age-old argument of, well, that's how it always has been, so that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Well,
which is not an argument.
Yeah, it just shouldn't be good enough anymore.
Yeah, and the reality is that it was red versus green from like Photon, like that was the original, and it just continued.
And blue LEDs used to be very hard to engineer, and they were much more energy intensive. They were more expensive. They're harder to make, but that's not really the case anymore. So
I looked. I couldn't see. I found the scorecards, but I didn't realize it just had red and green. Ableist Russ. We've had some notable colorblind people in the past play in Auckland. So yeah, I don't mind it as a thing. Like, you know, the fire and ice aesthetic was kind of cool. I think my initial reaction when it did change with Gen 8 was like dumb, but again, it's only because it's different, because it's change, and usually people are naturally resistant to any kind of change. So
yeah, I mean, red versus green are like, just in terms of color arrangements, are like natural contrasting colors, but that again, it's like that's purely an aesthetic kind of point of view. There's no logical reason otherwise why it needs to be that way.
Yeah.
Oh, and then back in the day when, you know, Force 3 team was red, yellow, green, that yellow could look either very green or very red, depending upon the angle and shading that you caught it at. Because I definitely remember, you know, when I was working back in Sacramento many years ago, like I would get people complaining both ways, that the yellow looked green and the yellow looked red.
Yeah.
So yeah, having you know, blue as you know, the immediate step out color is like, okay, fine. It's that eliminates all possibilities, or all possibility for mistakes as far as that goes. And I do remember, like, again, way back in the day when, you know, so some people did bring up, hey, can we do blue? But yeah, like you said, DK, that was just the point where blue LEDs were just like, it was like, he's like, well, we could, but then every pack would cost literally like twice as much because of, you know, not literally twice as much, but they would just be substantially more expensive because of how much, you know, much more expensive the blue LEDs were. It was like, it's like people wanting the green lasers in green packs,
right?
Which was also it was something that QZAR had started doing at one point.
That's right, they had, yeah.
But I also remember a conversation with, you know, with some of their staff at the time, in the brief period of time where we tried to, you know, reach across fences and you know, build bridges instead of burning them with the QZAR players in Sacramento. But they basically said that, like, the green lasers at the time for that aesthetic were literally like 10 to 15 times more expensive than the reds.
I think so.
And they're generally like
ridiculous,
like more powerful lasers.
Yeah, shorter wavelengths of light require more energy input. So yeah,
even like
for the day, folks.
Even in like Gen 7, I think, when they started putting green lasers in some of the Gen 7 phases, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and those looked way brighter.
I think most of the if not all the vests that I used at Brisbane had dual lasers, red and green. So that's just, I think, standard arrangement in a lot of places now.
Green lasers cost more too.
And the only thing that I noticed was then, the Brisbane players very much like gravitating towards the ones where they were mostly like focused in the same direction, versus there were a few that were a little
wonky.
Wouldn't be wonky, but I mean, like the cone on Gen 8 so big anyway. If you hit somewhere in that area, you're probably going to hit something anyhow. Especially the way they had it turned up. But yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it seems, I think the most important thing is the contrast, right? Is if all players can tell which team is which, that's the most important thing. I think for a long time, was it Green Sox, I think, was colorblind?
Yes.
And like, you know, those were like what, Gen 5, Gen 6 days. So when it became like a thing that you can actually change it, like, why not? Yeah. Why the bloody hell not?
Really, the only remaining kind of counter argument I would think that remains is there has been cases where the blue lights are just so much brighter that you can be seen in certain corners where you might not otherwise be able to be seen if you were on red.
Yeah.
Which could under very specific circumstances, be a material disadvantage that you have just because you happen to be wearing a different color vest. That is less common, I think, in red versus green. But it's relatively minor. The situations in which that occurs, it's like it's going to vary a little bit.
It's an edge case.
Arena to
it's
arena.
An edge case.
Yeah, and just also the prevalence of like using bluish or fluorescent cyan paints, especially in creative works arenas, is really widespread. So it's like there's good contrast between the red versus blue lights, but there's less good contrast between blue vest lighting on a mostly kind of like blue or cyan background. Versus other things. But that again is an issue of arena decor and stuff like that. Arenas that use darker colors or use a variety of colors or use a lot of black paint don't really have that same issue. But I'm thinking specifically of like creative works arenas because they love them some fluorescent cyan paint.
They really do.
We play with dark blue for that reason. Yeah, I mean, but like if you're Secret Armor, enjoy. If you're playing like a Nats and it's a situation where both teams are going to play both colors anyway, then maybe that kind of balances it out. But I guess it's the weekly games, right? Like if it's giving you a significant advantage on your weekly members night, then maybe there's a case for it. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. In that sense, yeah, since you have to play both sides anyway, it makes less of a difference. I guess my like only kind of argument that would be it's like, well, yeah, like when you play arena sides though, it's like sure you might start on the weaker side, but theoretically you have the option to kick the other team from their side and take the stronger side. But if your vest is your vest for the game, ain't nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
But I guess that's true under a lot of circumstances. Just sometimes you get the vest that doesn't missile very well, and oh well,
Tough
don't
shit.
use that vest again. Like shit happens.
You have issues with ice vests and refs, Beans? Yeah, that is also one. Maybe it's a case. I don't know. What would you do with refs instead? Like, have them slow flash, maybe, or like change them to pink, or I don't know. What would you guys do in that instance?
We get Scorpion to design the ref vests that are contained only in a gun, so that way that's all we see are just the guns going around. But that was my only takeaway from that entire show. Was I'm just like that would be cool for reffing.
But part of having ref suits is that you want them to be like visible, conspicuous, right? Yeah, they need to be seen because otherwise, like I wear a lot of black clothes. Apparently, black clothes is very popular amongst the Resupply podcast. But yeah, so it's hard to actually see people if they're not lit up. So I don't know. There you go. Give them the phaser only system.
Because the blue does have less contrast with the white refs, and I don't necessarily know unless I guess you could move the vest to maybe having like a slight bit of yellow in them. If there's like a light yellow setting, because if they have fire eyes, I don't know if there's like a sun setting or something like that. But if there were something that were a little bit like more shifted toward yellow from white, that might provide adequate contrast there. I don't know. Just a thought. For
someone who does have color blindness, can they see the difference between the refs, the ref suit color and the blue team? Like I mean, I don't know if any of you guys know or if anyone in chat knows, but
it's going to depend a little bit from person to person because it's also a spectrum of like, well, to what degree are you colorblind? Right. Some people can see it a little bit. Some people it's like because some people are completely colorblind. Like they basically can only see in black and white.
Yeah.
Some people it's like they can't see greens very intensely. Some people can see reds a little bit. They can't see greens as much. But like red green colorblindness is like. In fact, it's like something like an eighth of all men or something like that. It's more common in men than women, but it still appears in plenty of women as well.
Let's go back to the days when post-game discussion took 45 minutes.
Hard pass.
That might have been the worst part of competitive laser tag competition.
Oh, it absolutely was. Yeah. Absolutely was the nonstop just like quibbling over rules, the long ref discussions, the bickering that happened, evaluating whether or not it was worth it to call penalties because it's like, is this going to be worth the fucking backlash that we're going to get? Like, you shouldn't have to think about any of those things. As much as I know there has been a few complaints that they feel that some players have become too lax about the rules. I personally don't feel that way, but there has been some complaints about that in recent years. It is still like infinitely preferable to the way that it was prior to about 2018 or whenever we started doing that.
I love the inevitable. Well, I thought I saw, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong. Like, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. No, but I'm gonna got time for that. Fucking like, yeah. That was awful. Sitting in a hot room. And somebody like, I might have seen a thing, but I'm not sure. Okay, well, get back to us when you're sure. We got too many teams usually these days for that. True. I mean, I guess we got away with it because we're often playing in like
14 comps.
Yeah, 5-team comps.
Yeah.
Like,
if you have 4 to 6 teams, you can still get through a full week of laser tag, even with those kinds of recriminations going on all the time. But
could you imagine like a 10-team tournament with a ref meeting after every single game? That's wild.
Stuff will get caught. Stuff will get cut. Like, you'd only really have time to do like one round in like a top 4 team final at that point. It wouldn't be able to sustain the kind of game numbers that we've been doing.
Which, like, you know, I'm okay with. If you have a final series, I'm okay with like having a cutoff. And we've talked about it in the past, but the more competitions you have with more teams, the more kind of brutal you have to be with the axe. Like, you know, if you had 12 teams competing, you probably could only play a final series where the top 6 get through, and maybe top 8. But yeah, I think that's good because like, I'm a believer of like, if you didn't make the top 8 or top 6 during the week, you probably aren't going to win the tournament, and so therefore, like, you probably shouldn't be playing in the finals,
or even make podium. Really, like,
exactly.
There is no situation that I have ever seen in any Laser Force tournament where a team really does kind of like run the gauntlet from the bottom and make it to a top spot. Like, honestly, I feel like almost the closest that would have happened would have been like Sachs run in Detroit in 2019, but we ended up going out in 5th because we lost that match against Detroit B only by like a little bit. But it's like, oh, if we made that, we felt like we had a good chance against Syracuse. Maybe we could get all the way up to 3rd after being ranked like 6th or 7th in the comp, but it didn't happen.
I could throw a football over those mountains.
No one's I don't think any team has ever moved up more than about 2, maybe 3 spots from where they were ranked.
I mean, 3 spots is massive.
That would be massive, but that's going from like 6th to 3rd or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe happened once, but I can't remember which. And like I said, I think I mentioned this in another week. I honestly don't remember how many times a team that hasn't been ranked 1st going into finals has actually won the tournament. I think it's only happened. I know it's happened at least once because that was in 23. I think it's maybe happened 1 or 2 other times.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't happen that much. Like, by and large, the teams that do well in round play, that's pretty predictive of what their finishing order is going to be. So it's not like, oh, well, if only we'd made the playoffs. Like, it's not that common in most sports, but it's particularly not common given our track record.
Yeah. Or us this year, we took a game off both Men of Mystery and East in the finals. I think that they almost the consensus on the show is that Auckland were not a good team.
You did not take a game off us in finals.
Yeah, so you did not. I love you very dearly,
you're
but
barking up the wrong tree, bro. I stand with you. But fuck these guys right here, these two. I'm not bitter. What are you talking about? Yeah,
no, not you, not ever.
We did win 1 game of the match, though, didn't we? That's what I thought, but I'm pretty sure we got gaslit.
That might have been a round play. I will put in the closest game in finals that we played in. I will put it in chat right now. We had a game that was close-ish in finals, but no.
Close-ish. See, so fuck these guys.
Well, okay.
It was close-ish, but you never had us.
However, you guys did hit me 9 times, and I only hit you twice. So you did make my hit differential that game look really shit. So,
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Who, me? There's
You
no
actually
way.
did hit. You
Just
actually
like
did
you
shoot me once.
collectively.
You actually did shoot me once that game, Steve-O. You actually
Yes.
got. You actually committed medic on medic crime. You
Good.
asshole.
Good. I'll
But
take that as a win.
Yeah, but then my team fucked you, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was game 2 though, because we eliminated you guys game 1, and then we basically we're just like yeah, don't fuck up the second game and let them get back into this.
Stop talking. You're making it worse.
And yeah, no, that
So we eliminated
that-
you the first game, and so
we
the
did.
second we were like,
did, actually.
these bitches
By-
ain't nobody.
by
I
a
think
pretty,
like every nice
by a
thing
pretty
I
wide
said.
margin,
All.
actually. Yeah. No.
This week I've been guy next door.
Good. I'm not trying to be nice. I didn't come here to be nice. I came here to win.
Game 2 for Easter games. I'm on off the start was interesting. See,
Yeah, it was. I actually, it's interesting you bring that up. I was actually thinking about doing another like recorded commentary on that. And if you want to join me, Beans, feel free. We can set up a time.
It's a trap,
Go over that
Beans.
game.
He just wants to get you on so that he can tear you down.
He's good like that.
That was
He's
an
like,
interesting game, though. Like honestly, I think that was definitely the most interesting game that I played the whole week.
Yeah,
of
better
the-
than
that
those
Richmond
Auckland
tournament. That was
games.
an interesting one.
Yeah.
Get over it, bro.
I can't. I can't. I'm so salty. Fucking gnats. So you chase Tucker and you change everything. Yeah.
Oops.
Steve called it.
Yeah.
Oops.
That's right.
Next time, don't cheat, bro.
Yeah, don't be a cheating bitch, Beans.
Right. What else?
Poor
have we got
Tucker,
on?
he did. Poor Tucker, he'd have to fight a lot in Helm that game. I felt bad for him.
He really did. He was.
I mean, that was most of the week, honestly, but
Who?
that game in particular was rough. Tucker, because he really had a hard time with Helm that game because I think he was basically like being constantly attacked by both Beans and Cody, from what I remember, because we were having trouble getting enough coverage. But yeah, that was an interesting game to play. It got more interesting even after Than died, and there was definitely a little bit of concern there for a minute or two.
Sorry. Sorry, boys.
Stupid ceiling shot.
Well, yeah. Is there anything else that we want to cover today? Just I might have to cut
I mean, we can
the show
that's
short
fine.
unless you guys want to talk a little more, but I gotta quickly go this way.
No, I think we're.
I was only going to allude to the fact that Loveland is doing some arena renovations, but I have no other details from that, and I probably won't know what it's going back until February. So
Speculate
that's about
wildly.
it for news.
Yeah. I've gotten almost horizontal on my chair at this point, so we're
Just go
gonna.
to the bathroom, bro.
yeah.
And I can hold it down, or you can end the show. Your choice.
No, okay. I'm gonna go this way. You guys talk, and then send me a message. Okay, I'll be back.
Can you end the stream deck from the other room?
What was that?
Can you end the stream from the other room?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll spam till then. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
just back. I'll be back.
Go. Take care of your bodily needs, please.
This motherfucker, I swear to God.
All right. So now that we're back on topic, so what does people want to talk about now that Steve is out of the room? Why don't we talk about Nats 2025 a little bit more, since that was apparently the worst week of Steve's life. He doesn't want to talk about it ever again.
I don't know. I'm still glad we got our resupply tournament together.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that box is checked.
Mm-hmm.
We're good.
That was a good time.
And yeah, and especially now that it looks like, Nats from this year is not likely. I'm not going to say it's completely out of the question, but I would have a feeling that it's going to be a very last minute decision if I'm going to be able to.
A lot can change between now and then.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I'm kind of basing this predicated on the assumption that, okay, what are my options? If I end up moving to New Zealand, there ain't no fucking way I'm going to Sarah.
Well, yeah, okay, that's pretty fair.
that one's fair. But kind of the secondary thing of like, if I get another job here, which is also a possibility,
Mm-hmm.
then
will you have accrued enough vacation?
yeah, there's
to
a
take off the time.
there's a reality where whatever wherever I get hired post post Verizon, I am not going to have as much time off as I do currently. Like, um,
Yeah.
one of the practical benefits for having been there as long as I have, like, I had a lot of paid time off every year, which gave me, a little slash lot of, um, versatility in terms of being able to get to things. I mean, there's still other complications that always
Mhm.
exist, but having the time off was never one of those things. Well, now
Mhm.
the time off, if with whatever job I end up getting, is probably going to be one of those things. um, and the secondary reality of it also depends upon what does the new job pay versus what I used to what I
Sure.
used to make, because there's a practical reality as well that I'm probably not going to be making as much as I have been these last couple of years, and that's just a function of there are so goddamn many people that have been laid off. There's just a, there's a lot of us looking for the same jobs at this point.
Yeah, not exactly the most worker friendly environment at the
No,
moment.
no, it has definitely swung back to being an employer's market as opposed to an employee's market.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm sure all the ghouls on LinkedIn are licking their chops about how easy it's going to be to hire people for reduced rates now.
yeah, well, yeah, there's definitely a bit of that as far as that goes.
Steve's like watching this podcast from the bathroom rehab, and they're like, "What are these guys doing? This is awful. Who wants to hear about this?"
Well, if he wanted to maintain control over the podcast, he shouldn't have gone to take a shit without turning the podcast off. Like,
Or at
yeah,
least make sure you have like your remote controlling your phones and you're just like, "Oh, I'm done listening to these
yeah.
guys," and just end the stream from somewhere else. So I guess this means that whenever Verizon next updates their corporate leisure codes, that I'm not going to be able to use the enterprise rent a car one anymore.
Sorry, yeah, no, that's sorry.
God damn it! The real victim in all of this.
Yeah, no, that actually does make me sad for obviously not necessarily for your travel, though. It makes me sad for your travel too.
Sure.
For mine also, because yeah, like I haven't paid full price to rent a car in well, like 16 years. So
Yeah.
that's
The main
gonna
thing I
be
feel like I noticed with it wasn't even necessarily the base prices were always cheaper, but it's just like the upgrades were way cheaper than if you were just doing it from scratch.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, but
which
but
sometime for laser tag tournaments, you do want that upgrade because you might be transporting more people, or you might be going somewhere, God knows why, in the middle of winter that has snowstorms all over the place. It's like, okay, I guess I'll rent the SUV this time.
yeah, it's weird how possibly making that weird how going to Colorado in January or February sometimes necessitates a
Mm-hmm.
slightly upgraded vehicle so that you can
Yep.
actually get from point A to point B.
Colorado, Syracuse, Detroit, any of these terrible places that are just covered with snow in the winter.
You know where it doesn't have snow in the winter?
Portland, usually,
Well, no.
and
I mean,
Auckland.
no.
And
You're so bad at this. Sacramento doesn't have snow in the winter.
yeah, but we also don't have laser tag, so
Yet.
like that's
Come on.
Yet,
For
this is
the,
true.
the first steps to having tag back in Sacramento have been achieved. There will the equipment has been purchased. Now it
Mm-hmm.
just has to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You know.
Got to
And
start coming up with fantasy arena sketches now for like, okay, what do we want to see in a new arena? I mean, obviously, it would depend on how much space is available, all that kind of stuff. Like Aiden said last week, it'll probably start out as a single level construction
that's
anyway.
fine.
But I am curious too that it's just like I wonder how easy we would accommodate platforms, because honestly, a lot of the one floor arenas that I like still have platforms.
Yep.
Because like St. George is like that, San Marcos was like that. I think those can actually add some interesting wrinkles to the game.
You do need to. It is kind of nice if you can get at least some elevation, even if it's not a ton. But you just having a couple places where it's even just 2 or 3 feet up, so you can change your angles a little bit is kind of nice. Hey, Steve, have a nice shit.
Nah. The shout out very much gave me a fright. Because for a brief second I was like, oh my god, is my microphone on? It dawned on me before the show started.
There's an endangered whale somewhere.
Hey, fuck you, guy. I'm trying. I did have one question that I wanted to ask you guys. It's a little bit out of left field, and no, I didn't just think of it while I was.
Oh, it's out of left field. Like, this whole fucking show hasn't been out of left field. Like, this whole fucking show is never out of left field.
Not to leave you two unattended, but periodically.
Good call. Good call.
I had a question. Like, before we went live today, I was like, I was thinking about traveling, like when you travel to tournaments and stuff. And I can't remember if you guys had talked about it on the pod or whatever, but I'm going to ask you again. How old were you guys the first time you traveled for a Laser Force tournament? And also, where was the travel to?
How old? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So the first one I would have traveled to would have been 99 in Sugarland, and I would have been 20.
Right.
Yep. And same answer for me, but I was 14, not 20.
All right. Well, so this other question then, DK, was what did your parents say? Like, they didn't go with you, right?
No. That was like one of the first like real trips I took without my parents, and it was definitely pretty wild.
14's pretty young.
Yeah. Well, I think it helped actually that I wasn't the youngest person going, because one of our members, Spring, then known as Dengar, was, I think he was
12.
12 or 13 at the time.
He was 12. He was 12.
That was definitely an argument in my favor, that it's like, well, I wouldn't be the youngest one, so therefore I can't be too young.
Yeah, no, his Spring's dad literally like gave, like, we got a waiver from him basically with like all the medical information, as basically like medical power of attorney, like to be able, like, if something happened to him, so we could make, decisions, because obviously, we're halfway across the country. But no, we literally had like that documentation with us for him.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a.
I was shocked I was able to go. Like, honestly, when I asked my folks, I figured like the answer was probably not going to be yes. So I was definitely surprised they said yes.
They were like, yes, he's getting out of the fucking house.
I look what they've done. They've financially ruined me going forward.
That's still like that trip still has one of the funniest moments where we went and saw, I think it was the South Park movie.
Oh, it was the South Park movie,
baby. But so we go, we go see South Park, and first off, obviously, it's the first time most of us have been in Texas, and and that whole thing around, things are bigger in Texas. Yeah, it's a thing. It's accurate, and so all of us were all just kind of like, what in the actual fuck? And like the movie theater that we went to was massive, and also
it was fucking massive. I remember that.
And also had like multiple levels of like on duty and off duty police as security, which was also kind of a weird thing for us at the time. It was like, okay,
yeah, that's less weird at some of the theaters around here now.
Okay, less weird now, but at the time, all of us were kind of like, that's interesting. But I had this very clear memory. I'm totally a professional broadcaster who totally hits his mic.
Bro, I took a shit in the middle of our show, so it's fine. You're okay.
Professionalism is our middle name here on the Resupply.
This very clear memory of we've bought our tickets, we've gone into the theater, we're sitting down, and we've gotten our snacks and whatever, and we're sitting, and realize that like something's been forgotten, and I don't even remember what, but because
Like
Spring
straws or
Straw said
something.
something, but because Spring was the youngest one, I'm like, Spring, go get whatever the hell it was. And my co-host here is just sitting there like, oh fuck yeah, I'm not the youngest. I don't gotta do this shit. This is fucking great. And then literally like about 10 seconds later, I realized something else, and I'm like, oh fuck, we need this also. DK, go get whatever the hell the other thing was. And the look on his face where it just crashed like, oh fuck. But he
Still
got
a
it, got it,
runt.
came back.
How
It was-
refreshing it was to be one of the youngest players in the tag community at the time. And my, how the turntables.
And yeah, and then the millennium happened.
Literally, yes.
So
This is a previous millennium that we're playing laser tag tournament.
So, like, how did that conversation go with your like? Who was charged with your care? Was it Than, or was it just like?
Oh no, it was the original owners, Brian and Amber, the
Okay.
responsible adults on the trip.
Right. Okay. I like how you put them in quotes.
Oh yeah, Than was already more responsible at 20 than I'm pretty sure they have ever been at any points in their lives.
So okay, so they're like, oh yeah, we're fine. We're just gonna send our underage teenage son. I guess it's. I mean, how far is that? Like, flight wise, what's their flight time?
That's, I mean,
4 hours ish.
So I remember
3.5. It's about 3.5.
my
wait,
first.
Wait, that wasn't a direct flight, so it was longer. Yeah, that was Sacramento to Phoenix.
I can't remember that much.
Phoenix to Sugarland.
Ugh, what an awful route. And also, by the way, for anybody wondering, Houston is an absolute shithole. The weather is terrible.
Yes.
Just don't do it.
Correct.
I think I was 2003. So I was like 17 on my first lasers trip. 17, 16. I thought it was 16. I don't know. And even that's like
closer to toward like the end of secondary school though, where it's like that's a little bit more plausible for people to go off and
14
have
is 14 and 12 is real young to not accompany your child to wow, that's wild.
Which I guess gives you some indication of something. I don't know, maybe like how much trust there was with all of us, which was very unfounded.
Yeah.
Well, and trust with the individuals going, because it's not like Spring or I were like particularly wild child type people who were prone to get into a bunch of mischief. So it's just like, yeah, I send like the kids go to laser tag, they have a good time, they're not getting in trouble. You know, doing the kind of wholesome activities we all did growing up, spray painting the sides of buildings, setting small fires, you know, the kind of fun people had before smartphones ruined everything and people didn't have a childhood anymore.
It's called grounding, okay?
Making bongs out of apples, all kinds of other things that kids nowadays miss out on. Just hitting their vapes constantly.
Smoking the ganja from a crushed up Coca-Cola can. So where did you go to in 04? Was that Wellington? Or Wellington or Napier? Must have been Wellington.
I feel like it was Wellington because I feel like there was a Wellington trip very shortly after I got
Brisbane.
there.
Brisbane was 05, my bro. Brisbane was in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, right on. Fuck, that's so young. I went to I was what? I thought I was 16, but I must have just turned 17. And we went to Melbourne. So like, I don't know, there's always the whole like, oh, international is such a big deal, but that's less of a distance, or maybe the same distance from New Zealand to
it's similar
Melbourne, as it is from Sacramento to Texas.
And you could say it's international, but it's like going from Australia, New Zealand, or America to Canada. It's like it's international, but like not really. Like
it's international light.
International light.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it's international to. I don't know where I was going with that. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
You have like your own separate line for customs, though. That it's just like Australia, New Zealand here. Everybody else, get over there.
Yeah, everyone else, fucking join the queue, buddy. The first instance of you waking up to me on your bed, correct?
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, I'm a huggy guy. I like to hug.
True.
That's accurate.
I remember having a conversation with my mum when I was traveling with Than for something.
You have to be way more specific because we've done a fair amount of trips.
Yeah, but I can't remember. I can't remember which one it was, and it was weird that it would have been like she would have had to converse with you about that trip because I'd already done one prior. So I don't know. I thought there was a time where she wanted to meet you or something, be like, because we were traveling together. I don't know. It was probably
Might have been the Wellington trip. Maybe
I don't know. Maybe it was.
Might have been because that would have been like just after I got to the country.
Yeah.
And traveling with a different / new person. I don't know.
Because did we road trip that?
We road trip that.
Dumb. Driving sucks.
So the moral of the story is, parents, send your children off to laser tag tournaments. Nothing bad will happen. They will grow up to be wholesome adults. Don't even think about it.
Does that shit happen now? Like, do you think that would happen in a modern age? Everyone seems to be a lot less willing to just, push their kids out the door and then assume they're going to come back later.
Well, I'm trying to honestly, the younger players that I've seen travel in recent years have mostly been like some of the Colorado players.
Yeah,
have been like some of the only under 18 players who have traveled. I mean, other than like back in the day, like Grack and Autumn traveled because Disco wanted to go to all the tournaments.
Yeah, that's different.
When they were still younger, but yeah, that's like with your parent.
Yeah,
kind of thing. But yeah, it's mostly been in recent years. That's the only example I can think of really is the Colorado kids. Most everybody else who goes are at least like in a legal sense adults. I mean, some of them are only 18, 19, but still otherwise like
it's interesting
adult
like how Americans view kind of 17, 18, 19 versus like how we kind of treat kids at that age. And like I think it's because of the drinking age. Like here
it's got at least be an element.
Yeah. Like I feel that kids, I say kids, but people who are like 18 have a lot more freedom here than they do potentially in the States in general.
100%.
I mean. Yeah,
100%. Absolutely. I don't think there's any question of that.
Like I still hear, instances of like maybe I can't remember if it happened with any of the Colorado kids this year, but cases of like, I can't travel because my mum won't let me. It's like, but you're like 18, you're an adult, like you don't need permission anymore. But maybe
that might also be like that's who I need to get money from, and if they say no, I'm probably not gonna go. Because there's a difference between like living at home, being an adult, but still like you're in school or whatever, so probably you don't have a lot of your own money versus if you're working, even if it's not the most high paying job, but if you're still making your own money, maybe you budget for that a little bit differently. But yeah, young adulthood can look really different depending on your social background and how much money you have, how much money your family has, all that kind of stuff. But yes, in general, I would say that there is a little bit more kind of an assumption of adulthood in Australia, New Zealand, and really a lot of non-American countries. Whereas I feel like, especially like really in comparison to, I feel like even when I was 18, 19, that there's a lot less expectation of maturity in like the 18 to 20 range among Americans. And that's for any number of reasons. This isn't old man yells at cloud. It's just, that things have changed. Things are different than they were. And that's how things happen.
Yeah. I've been rewatching the UK series Skins. And if you haven't seen it, oh my goodness, you might think that the UK, because these kids are like 16, 17, and they are drinking and smoking and doing like A-class drugs in every single episode. You're like, and then they get up and they go to their high school. You're like,
well, it's like Euphoria in the States. It's similar thing. There's always been, whatever generation it is, there's some kind of shocking piece of media about like kids growing up too fast and be like, oh my God, these 16-year-olds are smoking hash and having sex. It's so scandalous. It's like, yep, that's definitely never happened before.
Yeah.
Not ever. No.
Yeah. And also, as a kid that age, you're like, that doesn't happen to me. What's
Why
going
does
on?
no one offer me drugs?
Why does no one offer? Yeah, no.
The DARE officer told me people would offer me drugs constantly. What's going on?
Piece of shit lied. Yeah, it was a thought that I had. I was just curious to see. I don't think I knew that's when you traveled, DK. I'm not surprised that Than, you were already a man when you traveled. But DK was born to it.
Yeah, I've been overly responsible for ever, and
that's a good thing.
Except
yes that one Christmas episode of the podcast we did. That was the one time. But we don't talk about that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought we agreed never to speak of that again.
That is on the YouTube channel somewhere if you want to go and rewatch it.
I thought for sure you deleted it already.
Nah, we show all of our terrible. Maybe I did take that down. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. In any case, whatever.
Doesn't matter. We just don't look at it.
That's all right. We're here to air our mistakes. That's why I came on and to say that I was wrong. That probably red versus blue is the more rational choice for how we should organize Space Marines. Am I going to complain if it's red versus green? No, but like I remember, I think I showed up with the other California people when we were in Syracuse most recently, and they were playing Fire and Ice, and I was like, why are you trying to be like Brisbane? We should go back to red versus green. But then I had a chance to think about it like a mature person, and you are allowed to change your mind. Even though you've expressed an opinion publicly on the internet, you are allowed to backtrack from that. I just feel like that should be said, because I don't know that a lot of people have gotten that memo.
Yeah, you can. Dogma said it really well, and I'm going to butcher it. Yeah. But it's like don't have beliefs, have ideas, because it's easier to change an idea than a belief. It's not exactly how the quote goes, but it's in that kind of ballpark.
Yeah, you are entirely allowed to change your mind about something when you get new and updated information.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
Information is, you should always be taking in new and updated information and seeing if, perhaps there is something there that would make you change your mind about something.
Yeah.
I was going to say that used to just be called being an adult, but that's also not accurate. Adults were also really stupid back in the day. And you realize that far more the farther you get into adult, you're like, fuck, people have never known what they're doing, like, ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about this yesterday. I'm the age now. When my mum was this age, I was like starting school C, which is like our major high school certificate or whatever. And I was like, that's really crazy to think about. Then I had to stop thinking about it because it's
yeah, you're like, I shouldn't be trusted with someone of high school age. There's no way I'm responsible to take care of them.
Yeah,
and probably our parents weren't either. They were just like, what the fuck am I doing?
I don't know
right
what we're doing. Yeah.
I mean, like watching like other laser tag players become parents has really like driven that home for me. Not that I think that any of them are bad parents or anything, but it's just like, I know you. I know all the stupid shit you did when you were younger, and it's just like you don't have your shit together any more than the rest of us. We're all just trying our best out here.
Yeah. So who said that you were okay to do that? That's really weird. The 90s was only 5 years ago. What are you on about? I know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's inspired me. I think I might look at maybe getting our system updated here so that we play Fire and Ice. Because I think that's a good point. Like if you never know, like if you're if the way things are being run now are preventing any new players from coming in and joining in because of what is disabilities.
If making a simple change like this that doesn't really impact anything else can make the game more enjoyable / more accessible for even one other player, and it's not negatively impacting anyone else, why not?
Yeah.
Like
that's the big thing, is that it's not negatively impacting anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Many things in life have a trade-off value to them. It's never going to make everybody 100% happy, but if you can minimize like this is basically as bad for nobody, and it is good for some other people. It's like there's really no argument for doing that. So I'm not saying this is the final word on the subject, but have a think, give it a try at your site, think about it, talk to players, but just like be willing to entertain that option. Is all
where did this topic? What was this topic spawn from?
It was partly out of the fact that I had talked to. Well, I guess I might as well like make it public.
I think you just
like,
said that, actually. Yeah.
Like, well, I can like publicly offer an apology to Vulcan specifically from St. George, who brought this up right before the 2024 Nats, and I don't think I was adequately receptive to the point, or I didn't like fully discuss it with them. So I apologize for not being like as responsive for that as I should have been. But taking that into account, talking to some other players who are red-green colorblind, and the fact that we played it at last year's Nats and we played it in Syracuse just now, and that I thought about it and I was like, yeah, what was the big deal? Like, okay, maybe you like the way the other setup looks better, but it's not like this stopped you from enjoying the game in any kind of meaningful way. So maybe like don't have a strong opinion just for the sake of having strong opinions. Like that's fine when you're discussing movies or whatever, but it's like, I mean, come on.
Yeah. I don't like blue. Blue's dumb.
Okay. You're dumb.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. But that's the extent of the argument, right? Like I don't have any other good reason for that.
Yeah. Don't vote on it, Beans. Just do it, bro. Just do it and tell people. Just tell them to suck it up.
Sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you can be in a democracy. Sometimes you can be a benevolent dictatorship. This is a benevolent dictatorship moment.
Fight the
Well,
power.
it's even written into the floor rules specifically because we dealt with it at a previous Brisbane Nats that we had it updated in the floor rule so that it's that Space Marines be played either red versus green or red versus blue at the discretion of the site operator.
Yeah.
So whatever the site operator says, that goes. Because we certainly didn't take any votes any of the times we played red versus blue in Brisbane. And again, the world did not end. It's fine.
I like that. I guess the other draw, I won't keep drawing this podcast out, but the only other thing is like if you have like base aesthetics, but even then, like in a space 5, it doesn't really matter. I think you could change.
That's for advanced players, right?
Yeah,
advanced players can be little difference. Okay, I know that base is painted blue, but it's actually green, or vice versa, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a player who's coming to a Space Marines 5 tournament, if they haven't got that part down, like I don't know what to tell you. They have bigger problems.
And they probably were dragged to that tournament by some other Sacramento players.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, let's get the shit out of here. Is what I said earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably chose the wrong words. So we're gonna be probably not going to do a show next week. And we probably won't do a show the week after, as I am away, unless you guys want to take a show without me.
Nope.
I mean, with the holidays coming up, it's probably likely we might only have like one more show, maybe 2 more shows this year, but that's holiday schedule. That just happens. Like same thing is happening with people's D&D games, with their game nights, all that kind of stuff. Like a lot of shit happens between late November.
Happens every year.
December.
Yeah.
It's weird like that.
If we do a show, we'll be on. If we don't, we won't be. If you see us on your
here first
television screen, then that means that we decided to do a show last minute, which may still end up happening next week, but we'll see.
Or there's something wrong with your television. I can't rule that out.
That's true. Maybe you're watching us on the repeats. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with us. We'll inevitably try and do at least one more show between now and the end of the year. My goodness, the year's almost gone. Where did it go? These are the sands of time or whatever. And on that note,
get it the hell out of here. What my grade of a year?
2025. The last, I don't know, this decade might go down as a pretty bad, maybe not the worst. There's been a couple of worse ones, 1 or 2 worse decades.
The ones with wars and stuff.
Yeah.
Because of the war.
But for this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
And I've been Than.
Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you whenever we see you. Enjoy life. Look after yourselves. We'll catch you soon. Ka kite anō.